Well, it's definitely been a long time since I've said this, but hello and welcome back to Hof Bergmann. And as you can probably tell if you've watched my previous videos and the series that I did on this map, it definitely looks a little bit different because it's had a massive makeover and there's a lot of new features that I pretty much need to get my head around. But what I'm going to do in this video is pretty much just show you the new features the best I can. Also, I'm going to be learning along the way, but I am going to try and show the map off. And definitely all the new things that are going on. I've had a little bit of a mess about, as you can probably tell here, just because some of the things I really did want to try out. I was being impatient, but yeah, there's a lot going on and a lot of things to do. Now, I do want to say that I am going to start back up my series, but unfortunately it's going to have to be a new save game, so we're going to have to start from scratch. This video technically isn't the start of that new series, it's just a, you could say, just a pilot, maybe looking around the map and trying to get used to things. And also what I have actually got with me, and I'm going to be looking through as I do this video, is a PDF that came with this version of the map. Now, I haven't played a couple of updates now, so there is going to be a few things that are not in this PDF. But what basically this version of the map we're looking at now is the 1.008 beta. Now, I think you can only actually download up to 1.007 basically. Now I've got the beta version just because I want to try it out, and yeah, we're going to see what it's offering. Yeah, I'm going to get our head around it. It is definitely about time I get back into this map, because this map is, if not the best, or one of the best maps going, especially for added features. It's got so many unique things going on about it. So if you're a new viewer to the channel, you're probably going to see everything for the first time, and if that's the case, then there's going to be things that I say that haven't changed for me and for anyone that's watched my previous series. I will try and still briefly explain what that means. So if it's, for example, over here you've got the ducks and you've got chickens, so it's a little bit different. This has changed quite a bit, but you still have ducks. You've probably never seen this bit before, but before there used to be like a bagging unit here. Well, it wasn't a bagging unit, it was where you put the feed. That's kind of moved over here now, but the feed actually doesn't go there. This wasn't there before as well. That's like a little storage area for Kramer, and this is obviously where you give the water. And in here, I think that feeding trough is now different. I think now, before, you'd have to feed through a big bag, whereas now I think you have to actually bag up tiny little bags of chicken feed and take them in here and actually manually feed them yourself. Now, what you'll find with Hof Bergmann, if you've never played it before, is a lot of the things it does in this map is trying to make it more realistic. So if you had some chickens in here, you're not going to bring over a big telehandler with a bucket full of chicken feed. A lot of the time it's going to be a rip and tip kind of thing for you. You're going to get like a little 25 kg bag, you're going to go over there and feed them. So it is looking like that's the setup now that he's going for with the ducks and the chickens, and you'll see as well some of the cows, especially the pigs as well. That's changed quite a bit. And it also looks like that now, on the farm here, you've got this that pops up, and you can actually put some storage in. And if you notice, you can actually activate this, which is attic storage for the chicken stable, and you can see that you can have sacks. So not bags, sacks is probably the right word that I should have used before. And these are what you're going to feed. So you can use barley, so you can even store wood shavings in here, rye, corn, loads of things. But obviously this is going to be for the actual chickens, which is pretty cool. So that's definitely changed. This is the main farm. If you've never seen the map, this is the map itself. This is the actual area of Hof Bergmann. You've got a lot of shops, a lot of sell points. Some of them have been here before, some of them are actually brand new. We quickly just go over the farm area. So this is the farm area. You've got quite a lot going on, a lot of equipment as well. This is your cow stable, or shed. Cow shed is more the better word to say in English. This is your milk storage tanker house. You've got a tanker house. You can also, from that milk, you can have cheese. So this is where you do your cheese stuff. This is your slurry. There's a few little things that have changed over there as well. Some storage sheds are up here. We'll show all this off. Horse paddocks actually changed. Pigs have changed. I don't think pasture has. House is definitely the same. And even the area over here, which is where your silo, is definitely changing. There's a few cool little features over there now. But the main features that have changed since I've played is, and now you actually get these numbered up, and if you look at the bottom you can actually see the name of the households that you can go and sell, which does help a lot. But also you've got this now, which is a gas trader, and I will try and show a little bit off at the BGA, but basically what you can do is obviously make biogas, but not only that, you can actually transport it over to here. And what also you can do is obviously get these little canisters, so you can take your gas over here to this gas trader, he'll give you some canisters, you'll bring them back to the farm, and actually just over there where this part of the map is, you can do some grain drying. And so you need them for grain drying, and then you can actually take your dry grain all the way up to here, which is the malt factory, and you can sell it for a better price. It's not all types of grain, there is only some, and it doesn't turn into, like, if you take barley for example, it wouldn't turn into dry barley, it would actually just turn into dry grain, which is this little icon here. And as you can see from this, you can actually sell it in big bags and crates in this place, which I'm not going to try and pronounce. You do get an increase in price for that because obviously it's going to take you more time to bag it up, which I have been doing, so I'll show you that where I've been doing that. We might go and sell some, but you can also take it to the malt factory and sell it there. Now, I think the main types you're going to be doing are the first, like your wheat and your barleys and stuff like that. So it is a slight increase. It's quite a bit of an increase. It looks like 50%. So there is an increase in the actual price you're going to get. So it is worth doing. But not just that. You also get from it a byproduct, which is spent grain. And what you can do is feed this spent grain to your animals. And if you've noticed now, the actual feeding ratios for all these animals. So this is on the farm. No, it isn't, sorry. Cow stable, that's the one on the farm. You can actually see that you can give them spent grain. Beet chips as well. There's some different stuff going on. Pig food, again, on this map, I love the fact that you can make your own pig food, and it's pretty simple to do. But yeah, you can give them spent grain. So that's a nice little feature. Definitely. So let's carry on looking at the map. So I don't actually think the sheep and the goat area has changed. I'm not sure, I haven't been there, but I don't think it has. You got your fruit groves as normal. I will go and have a look at one of them. The biogas plant has changed. Now it's pretty interactive now as well, so we will go and have a look at that because I haven't looked at that yet. This is the area for forestry. You got some sell points here. Obviously we just spoke about the gas trader. This time, this is what I call the barrel man. And you can now actually make wooden barrels for like wine and I think it's fruit juice and stuff like that. So that was part of the old, well, the one that I used to play, but I don't think you can actually use the barrel man. So you can now. This sell point's actually changed as well. It's now got two areas, which is one for bulk just around here and one for big bags just around here. Churches are the same, inns the same. I think the butcher might have changed, I'll be honest, because before when you could have carcasses on this map, you take them over to here, which you can still do, but there's now an actual slaughterhouse, which never used to be there. And I think the whole animal thing has changed with the fact that they've introduced bull breeding down here. So I know up here you can actually have your cows, but you can actually rear them now, properly rear them. It seems like you can anyway. And then depending on what you're doing, you have to give them calf milk and you have to mix it with like milk powder and water. Really in-depth stuff, really cool stuff. And what you end up doing, it seems like, I mean, I'd have to read through it exactly, but from what I can tell, you can even move them, your actual animals. I'm sure it said something about a leash and a cow. So I'd have to see that for myself, but I'm sure you can actually move them around and sort them out. But what you can eventually do is you'll rear these cows. I guess you get young bulls, and then you've got breeding bulls and young bulls. Young bulls, I believe, you take to the slaughterhouse, and obviously get meat. I don't know if you take them to the butcher up here. I don't know if you take them to the slaughterhouse. It's something I'm going to have to learn along the way. So what I think I'll do is I'll start going around, because I do want to... This episode is obviously going to be a little bit longer than normal, but I will start going around. Some of the areas I won't go around, you'll probably see them in my... as the series starts. Some of the new places, though, we will go and have a look at. None of this stuff seems to have changed too much, but we will go and have a look at that, because that's a garden centre. That never used to be there. We'll have a look at the BGA. We'll go down here and definitely look at the bull breeding area. You can actually manually get lime now from there, so I will show that off. And we'll also go up to these areas up here, and we'll have a little mess about on the farm, because even this here, genetics, which is like bull semen, that you can use. I think you need it now as well to get your cows to breed. But it's all, like I said, it's all completely new. A lot of this stuff that's changed is just out of this world. So this is where you bake your bread. did that in my previous videos. If you've not seen that happening, go back and have a look at my Hof Bergmann series the first time round. That's all the same. You've got a gateway that comes with the map, some storage areas here. This is where the horses are. Now this is completely changed, it really has. I think you can actually open both of them. You've got some storage areas up the top there. I think if I just press that, that should open. And you've got all good storage areas. This one here as well. That's for that up there. Now this is like automatically goes in, so you can see it's got 87 bales already in there of hay, and you can obviously click them and they'll come down. This is an area where you can do some work to your obviously your motors or your tractors and whatever you've got. So this is definitely all changed, and this is something really cool now. Wheelbarrow. Yes, you do have to actually manually muck out on this map, which I will show you in the pigs area, because I've actually been messing about with it, and it's not too bad. It's not like it's dead. It's not hard working, it's not tedious. It will take more effort time, but it's definitely more realistic. Still got your hay dryer up here, so you can obviously activate this. You can turn this on and you can do your hay drying. You can obviously put it in loose and then bring it out. The pipe opens up there and you can obviously take it out when it's dry. These are your racking showers, always been the same. 2 bunkers. Maize and I think maize silage is already built into this map, if I remember rightly. So you can do all maize. Probably better for me to show you on here. So as you can see, maize silage, grass silage are all there. You can get clover. So it's this map's already got all that kind of stuff already in before Maize Plus came out. Now this map is definitely not Maize Plus compatible, and I also wouldn't recommend using any global company features on this map because it has its own kind of production facilities already built into this map. It is a one-off, so you don't need to do anything like that. Now this is fermenter, so this is silage fermenter, so grass silage is going to go in there and it can manually ferment it and then obviously take it out loose. This is pretty cool. This is an actual storage area, so if you go over here, it's already got 54 bales of grass silage. You can, if you want to bring some out, it tells you where they are at fermenting as well, which I think is pretty cool. If you want to bring 2 out like I've just done, just press and then you can actually like take them out and get used to it and do something with them. So actually there should be anyway some actual, there used to be on these bales like a barcode, but I don't think I can see them anymore. They are on this one, it tells you what they were. I don't think it's on there anymore. Right, so same over here, which I was saying about same. This is hay, so you've got some hay bales over there, some straw bales over there. These are actual silos that you can put certain types of stuff in, and it all goes in through the manure system mod. So you have to basically get, say if I wanted, you can actually have whole grain on this map, and you need to actually go to the mill, send some, I think it's like rye and different types of grain like that, and you can actually get a byproduct of whole grain, which you do need to make pig food. You can put it in this silo hopper. It connects with the same connection as it does on a hose for the newer system mod, and you can put it in this and then you can store your stuff in there like that. You can do it with a few other things like pig food and so on, but I did show a bit of that in my Let's Play series, so if you do want to learn more of that, you can either wait until we probably do it in this series coming up, or you can have a go and have a look back and try and find that. This is a bagging machine, so this is where you can do actually any types of big bags, and there is a lot of options when it comes to that. This is your straw dryer, and then you've got a big storage area, and up top you can actually, I think you can actually go upstairs. There isn't much going on. Last time there wasn't, there's just a picture. If I can not get stuck. So yeah, it's pretty much the exact same. And then just round here is a big pit for slurry. Again, it's all manure system, all of it. Some rackings up there to put your hose on. Now this bit didn't used to be there, so I am intrigued to see what this is now offering. And a nice little cool feature on this map as well, if you've got any waste material that you want to get rid of and just completely delete out, you can actually tip it down the drains, which is pretty cool. Now this, for some reason you can actually get into this, you can turn it on, and if I bring up the F1 menu, you can actually change the flow. It says you can unload or start filling. but I think I actually have to have some slurry at the pigs, which obviously I haven't got yet. So you can flow control is the pigs, it says activate, or the cow barn. So you can actually pump from them areas into this big storing tanker, this holding area, which is pretty cool. Right, so let's go and have a quick look at the features. There's so much to this map, it's going to be impossible for me to do this in one episode. I just wanted to show you the kind of updates, what's going on, especially as I've got quite a lot of new subscribers now since I did my first Let's Play series on this, so I don't know if people have actually seen it. So we're going to just show off a few little bits and bobs. So this is the pigs area. Now this has changed quite a lot. There used to be a manual, like, static pig food mixer here. Now that's gone, and from what it says in the actual PDF, it states that the reason that's gone is because there's a big area now for pigs, which there was there before, which is for breeding pigs, an actual type of pig called breeding pig. Now up there is one of these feed mixers, it says, but over here it's just you don't have enough pigs in this area for it to justify being there. So they got rid of that there, which is fine because you can now put something here. They did actually replace it with something pretty cool that you have to keep on charge, which is what it's doing right now over here, and it's this, and you actually manually look after this. So if I stop overloading, I think I can just drive. There you go, press the wrong button. So it was on charge, it has got a battery, you do need to like move it around manually by yourself, and this is a pig food mixer that you can buy, and it's included with the map, and all you have to do is put 2 scoops of potatoes in, 2,000 litre buckets on I used with this over here, and this is your whole grain, and I put 1 bucket of that, which is 2,000, and it kind of maxed it out. So now we can actually feed the pigs if you don't do that. So if I just quickly show you, dead cool, dead simple. So there you go, they're fed. Now another thing that you need to do now is obviously get a wheelbarrow and start mucking out. So I'll just quickly show you this off. Now this farm that you've got here, there is a lot of big areas for if you want to go like more cows and more pigs and all that kind of stuff, but this area itself is, yeah, it's more for small farming. So I need to turn the wheelbarrow on, and then what you'll notice is as you go around, you'll pick up some of the manure until it's full, like now. And then you need to go and dump it. So let's go do that. It's dead simple really, you just press on and it automatically, you see the shovel scoop it in. And I assume it's the same for the cows. There's a new area over there, which I'll just quickly show you in a minute. Let's just get rid of this, we won't do all the mucking out, just a little bit. So we just need to do this. There we go. I mean, his arms then, look at that. I mean, at one point, wow, he's got some serious movement in his arms. There we go. So I think there is an actual storage area up here. It says straw bales, so I think we can actually store some straw bales up here. It looks like that. Now this area is actually got a certain name, and it looks like it's for piglets. You've got heat lamps that you can actually turn on and off by this button here. Turn off the heat lamps, you can turn on. And I think if I go to this menu here, and you can see you can have a pig, but it says it's pigleting. Now you can obviously have your normal pigs, but now we've got a pig that's obviously due to have piglets, I guess. I think that's how it works. It seems that way. So we need to make sure. Yeah, farrowing pen. So as you can tell, it needs pig food, soybeans, corn, beet chips or spent grain, and a bit of straw. Don't need water, but they do need some of that. So that's something you'd obviously probably come in here now. I don't know how you get it in here though. I think we'd have to do a sack of pig food, maybe. That's something I'm going to have to figure out. Another really cool feature now is this. Now before, that never used to be there. I mean, that was nothing. I mean, it looks like now you can actually store some serious stuff up there, and I'll just quickly go and show you what I mean. I mean, it is quite overwhelming, this map is. It takes a hell of a long time to learn all its features, especially when he keeps throwing out updates that are just really good. So as you can see here, you can store big bags of compost, all your seed types, your corns, your oat, your whole grain, rice. There's so many different things you can store up here now. And it does have a maximum, so it's not forever. You know, you can't just keep piling stuff in here. But what I do like is this. So if you activate that button, you'll notice this lifter comes out. And if we go in here and try to just pick up this IBC of liquid fertilizer. Now, all the IBCs, they have like their own type, so it's all LSFM. I think it's LSFM. I'm sure it is. Which is the pretty much the guy that makes this Farmer Andy his own website. That's where you download the map from. If you do want the beta version, you have to basically pay not much. It's just a donation, a small donation. And it means you can get access to the beta versions as they're in like a work in progress. All the other maps, so the one version before that, are all free still. So if you want to wait, you can wait, and you don't have to pay a penny, and you eventually will be able to play this map exactly like you've seen it now. So if we just quickly press that, that'll go up. If we just race around and see if we can get it as it goes up. And it'll get there. Now that red light means that we haven't activated the storage mode basically. So if I activate storage mode, that'll disappear and it'll go into storage, and now it's in there. And if we wanted to get it out, we could obviously hit that, and then that'll do that job. So that's pretty cool. Definitely nice to have all this random storage area lying around. Another thing about the house that I didn't show is the cellar. Now everyone's probably seen, if you've seen my episodes before, you probably know about the cellar. Traditionally you could store potato sacks down here, dog food, wood shavings, wood chips. And over here, I think this is where you did. I never actually got to do the wine. I stopped my videos before that. Apple juice and apple wine. You get to store that racking up under here. So there's a lot going on in the cellar. There really is. And the dogs as well. They're a bit different. So you can actually have two different types of dogs: Jack Russell or the big Swiss. Is it Sennen dog? Senna dog. And you do have to feed them. So you do have to get dog food and feed the dogs. So that's another nice little cool feature. Right, so let's go around some of these bits and bobs. So these are some more of the actual items that you can handle. This is a little cart, like a maintenance cart, so you can go around and do some maintenance. So if you go to your tractor, take this for example. These are all in the game. And I think, if I remember rightly, you just need to be by, there you go, a certain area, and you can obviously have the trigger to do some maintenance work. This is a little cart that if you want to put stuff on, so maybe some sacks, something for liquid, so if you want to take some water or milk, I don't know, you could probably put a lot of stuff in here to be honest. And then this little thing, again, is another electric thing that you do have to charge up. So it has actually got a battery, and this is what you use to make calf milk. So what you have to do is put water in there, and you also need to put it's like milk powder technically. I wonder if we can just quickly buy some and show you that. So if we go to animal supplies, I mean that's animal bedding. Is that any different to straw? Is that like a premium version of animal bedding? Calf plus, so growth promoting medicines for calves is needed if a calf does not continue to fill. So this must be something to do with when I was mentioning about the actual animals now, rearing animals properly. A cooling tank is for the bull semen. Milk powders for calves. So this is your chicken food in a bag, so you can buy it there, and that's when you can obviously take it. That's it. Some dog food. Whole grain. So I don't know if you can actually get some chicken feed in a big bag that you can buy. It doesn't look like it. But milk powder, we can buy some milk powder. So let's just get some of that. There's so many things I've got questions for. It's insane. Yeast and sacks of all that stuff you know about, like from my previous episodes, but we will get into that. These are the cylinders that I was telling you about. Seedlings lettuce, Nature Lab, liquid lab extract, natural product required for cheese production. Well, we didn't have to use that before, so that's pretty new. all different types of crates involved in this map with all the fruit and veg you can do. Production equipment, butter machine, juice master, a bagging master. This machine loose material can be filled into handy bags. So this might be where we might be able to do some pig food. We might be able to do pig food. We may as well get it. Have a go at it. And then these are your manual fertilizers. I've done an episode on that where I did fertilizer, some solid fertilizer. You can create your own. And these are the two that I've just shown you. One for pig food, and then this is the milk shuttle. Right, so let's just carry on doing this bit. So I'm hoping that all I have to do, there you go, is just move it around. And now we need to find some water. I'm just actually trying to figure out what this shelf is. This shelf will have a purpose. They always do. There you go. So you can actually put calf milk powder on there, which is pretty cool. So you've actually got somewhere to store it. Now, I have figured out how to do this, and I'll just show you in a second. But all these like pens here for animals, you can actually open the gates on. These, from what I understand, you can actually guide all the animals in here, and you're supposed to rear them properly into either like a bull or I guess a cow that needs, you know, just a milking cow. I don't know exactly, I'll be honest. I'm going to have to learn it as I go. And the PDF is a little bit confusing because it was in German, and I've changed it into English. So yeah, these are the. It looks like it's me thing. I don't know why it's in the table. This milking thing, this is normal. This is an actual. Always the way you've milked your cows, and then you've got a little robot that actually works. You start up and you can activate. So if I just turn it on, you'll see a cow appear, even though I haven't got any cows. And you can start the milking process like that. And then you need to actually attach a pipe to there and draw it out and draw the milk out. That's the way you do it. It used to actually fill up the water here, so that's changed for the animals. Now I have got that over here. I don't know where it's supposed to go. I don't know if it's going into there. It's definitely something that I need to look into. This whole area here has changed now. You can actually drive through this bit, whereas before you couldn't. This is all like an area where you put the straw and the cows were. So it has changed quite a bit. Anyway, so let's just do this quickly because there's so many things. I'm getting sidetracked all the time. Well, should have done that, but let's just get in this and I'll open the cover up. So what I actually did was I got the bucket. It was just down here, and you can actually pit the milk canister up as well. So that's pretty interesting. So we're going to have to do something with that. So I got the bucket, I put it under here, and it automatically filled with water. And then what I assume I've got to do is somehow, hopefully, I think, he says, there we go, I've put water in, there we go. So it did go in the end. It just takes a couple of turns. Maybe that's something to do with the fact that it's the beta version, because usually things like that work perfectly. And as you can see, the water's filling up. So it does say that we need some more milk powder in there, so let's just quickly just buy a bag again. May as well just spawn it in. When I do start my playthrough on this map, I will set up all my tractors and stuff like that. I am going to go for a Class and a Deutschfahr kind of farm, with it being set in like a Germany area. There we go, just about. I thought it was going to go over. And then what I'm going to do as well, and that looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Like a bluey colour. Hopefully it'll look a bit more milky by the end. And what else I'm going to do anyway is I'm not going to play with seasons on this playthrough. I'm actually going to do it without seasons. See what it's like. Right, so what we need to do is probably close the lid and turn it on. And then what you'll notice is just here it'll start filling up, so it'll wait 60 seconds. Now I think I can actually leave that be, and it'll start. And what I'll do is when this is done, that I might get a, I don't know if I can buy calves now. I think I actually need to create some calves by getting some animals first. Before you could actually buy the calves in, but I think now I actually need to buy, I think it might be here, some cows. I haven't got a clue even where you buy the cows from now. There's got to be a trigger somewhere. There we go. Ah, so it's, as you can tell, that is brilliant. You've got a normal cow, or a normal Holstein, and it says a cow which is calving. So this is it. You can actually buy cows that are already calving. So if we have a look at the cow, so it's got a calf. Next animal in. It doesn't tell me when it's going to calf. I assume that it's obviously going to calf because it says it is, but there isn't any calves in here. I guess we have to wait and then it'll automatically go, I'm guessing, in there. So it's done some breeding milk, calf breeding milk. Unfortunately we can't fill it up anywhere, but we can probably have a look at it. There you go, milk in there, spinning around. Right, so I've actually just been looking at the PDF. Now, there's some interesting things it says about the calves, but what it does say is the bit at the front is the drain, so probably if you want to empty it out, you can put that on the drain. But what you should be able to do is go past these buckets, and if you've got a calf in, I imagine, you could automatically trigger and it'll pipe or fill it, and that's what it seems like. It is a bit strange that I can't get the pipe to come out, and I can't really show it in action because obviously I haven't got any calves yet. But as soon as we get some calves in the series, we'll see this in action. Quickly though, what I want to do is just show you how to charge this up, because we're at 90% battery. It is going down pretty quick, so what I need to do is make sure on the side, which is that side, where you can see that little connection thing, just about there, on the side of the front panel, we need to make sure we line this up, so it just popped up then, and then we attach it, and then we obviously tell it to charge, and you can see that the light comes on, which is pretty cool, and it's now charging up. So we could probably turn this off and yeah, leave it to charge up, which it's doing as it's going up slowly. It's now 9:09. I do like that because you probably leave them on charge at the end of each night. You can probably turn that off as well. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with these animals. I'm not entirely sure how they carve, but we'll learn it as we get there. I'm sure we'll see it all. This is the TMR mixer for the cows. It's always been there. So I'll probably now just quickly run around and go through some of the features that are still on the map as normal. So that a lot of the stuff hasn't changed. This is for manure storage from your cows. This is an area where you can store milk, so you can store it in here. Again, it's all hooked up if you wanted to use the manure system mods and the functions on there. I think I can't activate that. I don't think I can. So this is just pretty much a holding area. You can turn some fans on if you wanted to. This is where you do your cheese and production and stuff like that. So you've got 2 tanks on the outside. One can be for goat's cheese. One can be for goat's milk, sorry, and one can be for normal cow milk. Then what would happen is you can bring it in here. You'll have your 2 tanks over here. You get a bucket, and somewhere always lying around a bucket. There used to be a bucket. Maybe it's something different now. So it says there I need enzymes from the lab and milk. And then we can make cheese. So I think it's, I don't think there is a certain type of, I don't think you need to manually put it in now. Maybe it just automatically goes in. Goat milk. So that's, this one's for milk, and then that one's for goat milk, and you can obviously make goat cheese. Again, we'll go through all this when I start it up. Now this has changed. This is definitely new. What the hell is this place? I saw something pop up then, but it's gone. Ah, so you can keep in here. This looks like a refrigeration area. Couldn't say that. So you've got cheese loaves in here, and then suckling pig, a raw suckling pig. Don't know what that is. goat's cheese, meat boxes, milk cans and eggs. So you can store these now in this area, which is definitely pretty cool. So a suckling pig. Is that like a pig that I've sent to the slaughterhouse? I think they earn you more money. It makes sense. Nice. That is definitely something new anyway. That's obviously we're pretty much back to where we started now. The only thing I didn't show you was just at the top. There was just some storage area over there, but that's pretty much straightforward. So we just need to go across the road now. We've seen pretty much everything over there. Right, so I've not been able to figure this one out. I'm going to admit defeat on this until I will actually look into it, but for some reason I feel like I should be able to buy some form of loose bag and then it fills up. And I've gone to pallets as well, thinking that it could have been a pallet and then the bags go onto the pallet, but it's not that. So I will figure it out in time, but right now we'll move along because the video is getting quite a bit, yeah, on the hefty side. I did want to keep it around an hour. So actually looking into the actual PDF, the basic gist of this is now, in this area here, you can have piglets basically that are reared. They can't be turned into pigs over time, which is a shame, but it does state that the rearing of piglets to real pigs is unfortunately not properly implemented at the moment due to the various technical limits, and it would lead to many problems. But what it does say that these piglets, what you can do is take them down to the butcher. The butcher turns them into suckling pigs, and they can actually go for a hefty amount. You can also sell the piglets straight to the animal dealership as well. So if you did want to do piglets, it does look like there's some serious money in it, from what I can understand. It might take a lot of time and effort, but as you can see here, that's minus. That must be to get rid of an animal, maybe if something's gone wrong. But this is your piglet here, and it's 18,000 at the farm shop, but if you actually take them to certain areas, you'll probably get more at these family houses, also to the inn. So you can take piglets to the butcher and turn them into suckling pigs. Again, this is all brand new to me. I'd have to try it out to see exactly how it works out. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. God, I got sidetracked then. So let's just go through the shop. A little bit of storage area in there for wood chips, wood sacks, wood chips, and yeah, firewood. So this is the shop. Everything in here you can actually bring into the store. If you just bring some items in, these are your suckling pigs. If you bring the items in here, you'll sell them. This is the shop, and you get all the money. So let's just go across the road, and this is our other area. This is where all the grain is, the silo is, a few different areas. You've got your area where you can do compost, which I've done already in previous videos on the series. This is actually, when I was messing about with some dry grain, and as you can see, I've put it into big bags. So you could use this machine here, it puts it into big bags, automatically does it, which is what's strange about the other one. But what I did to get it dry was I brought some barley over here. I actually used this thing, attached it into here, and then I obviously tipped into the end of that. Put it in here with some propane gas, which is pretty cool because it actually hooks up. You see it connects with the pipe, and then the grain becomes dry. So you can either use wheat, barley, oat, or rye, and you get dry grain. And I took it all the way up to. This place I've already shown you, which was, there we go, the malt factory, and you can actually get the byproduct there over time of the spent grain. So we will go have a quick look at that. Some more storage areas, mainly some areas to park your vehicle. This is pretty good because if you want to do wrapped bales of compost or wrapped bales of maize silage, and you're picking it up with a loading wagon, you can actually drop it in here and go through it and actually bale it from this way. So this is like a little baling area. This is if you want to make your own seeds. You can actually make seeds on this map. This is the seed master. Some more storage areas, and that's your silo, which is completely different to what I remember it. The silo was actually, you'd actually tip it into here, and then you'd pick it up from here. This is where the actual pipe came out. So that's all changed. But that's pretty much that as a whole. So what we'll go and do now We'll quickly just go have a drive around. I'm not going to be able to show absolutely everything. If I could, I would, but it would take me hours. The amount of things going on this map, it would take me hours. So let's see what the best way to go here. It's got to be... Yeah, I think we'll go that way. I'm going to show off the newest things that I've not used before on my videos or anything like that. And like I said, over time we will try and get through absolutely everything and see everything that's on offer. So if anyone wants to learn to play the map themselves, eventually in time I'll make sure I do a video on each thing. Now I don't know if the speed cameras, there was some speed cameras hidden away in the back of vehicles. I'm hoping he got fed up of them because they were really sneaky. And they did cost quite a bit. So this is all the same. If I drive this way, this is where the new area should be. So the bakery's still there. There's a placeables area just here. Now before, you couldn't turn left here, it was just, you went to the land market over there, which is a sell point. And this to me is all a new area. Now I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to have to be honest with you. It's completely irrelevant to Farming Simulator or this video in general, but I actually today had my wisdom tooth out and I'm finding it really difficult to talk. But I am trying my best. Right, so this is the area for, looks like bulls and breeding and getting cow semen, and I think you do need it now if you want to obviously get your cows calving and produce milk and stuff. Now, as you could tell, you can buy the cows already calving, which I thought was pretty cool. So there is an actual area. I'm just trying to think what this bit is. Is this a TMR mixer? Yes, it is. This is a TMR mixer. So it looks like a little silo there. Each one of these are pens for obviously cows. You can have quite a lot of cows. Obviously, it looks like there's 3 different areas. Yeah, it looks like there's 3 buildings there. So if we just quickly go into bulls, there you go. You got young bull stable, breeding bull stable, and another young bull stable. But I think this is what they call the jumping room or jump room. Now, before I go in, I'll just quickly set up the PDF so I actually know a little bit more. Right, so what it does say in the PDF is the adaptation of bulls / breeding bulls facilities. It says bulls have now been divided into young bulls and breeding bulls. The young bulls are like the older version, which is still new for me in my series. I still don't know that much about that. Only they are now a bit smaller, it says. Young bulls. Young bulls can be produced by the calves, rearing boxes, which we've seen in the main shed on the farm. They are used purely for meat production and multiply by themselves in the bull stalls. That was a hard word to say. According to the giant standard, the stalls with pastures are provided for the young bulls, stall 1 and 3. Now, I have read as well previously with the meat, so each type of cow actually comes off at the butcher's its own meat value, and it's actually in kilograms. So depending on what kind of animal you're selling, it depends how many meat packs you get. Now, before it was standard, you got so many meat packs. Doesn't matter if you sold a duck or a massive cow, you got the same amount of meat packs. Whereas now that's changed. I think the actual young bulls are the best for meat, and horses as well, weirdly. So if you did want to be a meat farm, it really is beneficial now to have obviously male cows like you would in real life, because they're going to give you the most amount of meat. It says here as well, breeding bulls can be bred in barn too, without a pasture. However, breeding bulls do not reproduce themselves here. In order to obtain breeding bulls, they can be bought or produced in the calf rearing boxes in stable 2, which I'm guessing is either on the main farm or it's one of these buildings, but we will figure it out. That it says number 2. Should we just go have a quick look before I carry on, just to make sure? Yes. Yeah, so as you can see, these are the actual animal pens, so you can breed your breeding bulls in there. So that's how you can create your breeding bulls from scratch. Let me just find out where I was. There are 6 rearing boxes available for this. The rearing of calves to become breeding bulls takes place as in the cow shed. Only that 2,000 litres of straws and 60 litres of calf milk are required per pass. I think that'll make more sense when I actually get to use it. Now I think I can actually use this as well to put some bulls in, or a bull. It says here the jumping hall, which is right in front of me, needs a breeding bull. The unload trigger has been enlarged and the animal can now also be unloaded in front of the jumping hall at the gate. The breeding bull now needs approximately 24 hours to produce 250 litres of bull semen. When the 24 hours is reached, production stops and the bull appears next to the jumping hall in the shelter where the bales of feed used to be put in. So that means nothing to me right now because I'm still new at this. But let's just have a quick look. Obviously there's a lot going on in here. So it looks like you can... Must be where you open your refrigerator and you store the bull semen. And that's obviously where he does his business. As you do. So yeah, you can obviously have bull semen in this. You do need it if you want to go and obviously make your cows have calves on your main farm, which is pretty interesting. It's definitely something that I'm going to have to try out and yeah, and learn in full detail what it's all about, and hopefully it becomes something profitable, some kind of side project that you can do, and especially if you turn it into the whole bigger picture of having cows that are milking and also making meat, because you're not just like selling a cow for meat, you're actually going to send it to the slaughterhouse, send it to the butcher, sell the meat packs at several places. You're also going to create these cows, you're breeding them. It's the whole start to finish, the full process of how it happens on a farm, which is definitely something that's not been offered in any other map. And again, Hof Bergmann pretty much sets the standards for all new features like this in gameplay on Farming Simulator. So I'm definitely excited to do that. It's something different that we will crack on with at some point. Right, so where should we go next? So I think what I'll do is I'll actually go to the lime pit next, just to show it off. Then we'll have a look at the BGA. I won't mess with anything around here. We'll do that as we go through the playthrough, but what I'll probably do is I'll actually have a look around. Maybe have a look at the slaughterhouse, the genetics, even the dairy. I'm sure the dairy never used to be there before. It might have, but I might have completely forgot. But I'm sure that's a different layout. And we'll just have a look up this area. So we'll just quickly do that, and then I'll probably have to leave the video there, just because it's obviously taking a while. You can probably already see in the distance the actual lime pit. You do have to own this, but when you do, what you can do is actually get your own lime. So this thing is already hooked up, like pretty much. You've got this already here, and you can start taking your own lime. Crazy idea, but all this is yeah, lime that you can use. You could even take this back if you wanted to have a full production run going, where you take your own lime into big trailers, take it back, put it into big bags, sell your big bags, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you've got a massive lime pit now that you can get at. And it offers something completely different from farming. Yes, you can use the lime for farming, but you can also sell it, like I said, in big bags and do something on a production scale. In fact, what I'll quickly do is I'll go over here and I'll show you where you can actually sell them. Hey up, mate. So, around there, just on the other side of here, is the bulk section where you sell. But here, what you can actually do is this is where you can come and sell your big bags. Now, you are going to have to manually put these in, but you do get more money. So if I just quickly spawn in here a big bag of lime, for example. There we go. And I pick it up and pretend that I'm using this big bag lifter over here, which you can obviously access. You don't own it, but you can access it. And we put it in here. We press this. Now, if I do stand back, you might be able to see this better. Because what it'll do is it'll go into there, it'll empty. So it won't instantly just disappear, it'll empty off, and then the money will go up as a harvest. So it would take some serious time. But like I said, if you wanted to play like that and you wanted to go to the lime pit and sell, I mean, I just got £977 for that one big bag, which is technically 2,000 litres of lime. So you can do that with a lot of stuff, because you can big bag up pretty much most of the stuff on this map. You've got some Reuben TT, which is for seeds and herbicide there. You got your normal solid fur, seeds and lime that you can buy. And then this is where you can sell in bulk version. And also over here you can sell your composters loose, which is that there. And you can also sell some manure. Pretty cool. Right, so let's go. I just want to actually quickly look in the butchers just to see if it's changed at all, because from what I can gather, the suckling pigs are something different. So, don't know where the suckling pigs would be. Maybe over here? Piglets, yes. So you need to put your piglets in here, and then this dude will sort out with the suckling piglets. So he's still the same, he's just got that little bit extra going on. And this is the... hello! This is the meat lady. And you can sell to the meat lady. I'm guessing she's married to the butcher, and they're kind of like a family business. Right, so... is that a speed camera still? Yeah, there you go. They're the sneaky little speed cameras in the back of the cars, which you don't recognise when you're driving past, trust me. But they do give you a massive fine, so you need to keep an eye on them. Right, so let's have a look at the biogas plant, because this has definitely changed from what I saw on a picture. This is now something where you can obviously get proper biogas, and you've got all this control panel system in here now. So let's have a quick look at this. So you can open the valve, digest the residue in tank 1. And I'm guessing what you're doing, to be honest, I haven't got a clue what you're doing. I'd have to really go through this. And it is in German. So again, we're pretty much going to have to guess this. But I know for a fact that you're obviously going to be doing your standard stuff, as you can see there at the bottom. Biogas production, you wanted some biogas, or digestate, and that must be substrate solids, so maize silage, grass silage, biomass, all that kind of stuff, and eventually you can get your biogas. So it is changed quite a bit. Now, to store the actual gas, I'm not entirely sure how you're going to store it. So obviously you need to store it in something, which would make sense, to obviously transport it over to the gas man, as I'm calling him, the gas canister dude over here, as you can see. So there'll be a way of transporting it over here. Now it could be this, it looks like it should be this. Yeah, so he's going to start producing gas bottles as soon as you bring it over here and fill it into there. Now let's just have a quick look at maybe some form of trailer. I'll try and find it quickly, and then I'll show you which one you'd use. Right, so this is what I've found actually in the LSFM Innovations tab. Now it says here this is 49,000 meters cubed of gas can be held in this area, and it's just in this tanker, sorry, and it's just a universal tanker trailer for transporting various gases. So it has actually got its own transport vehicle type thing. What's strange as well, I can't find absolutely anything else, and from what I can gather as well, the actual, it doesn't look like it's got an attachment on it as well, but there is an attachment on this, it seems like, maybe, he says. So I think what we'll do is we'll test this out. I know this video is going massively long. I did want it to be an hour, but I think I'm like running about an hour and a half, but I'll probably be able to edit that down, hopefully about 15 minutes. So if I try and go another 15 minutes, obviously this is not my normal video. I am trying to show off some of the new features before I start. Yeah, so let's get something rocking here so we can actually get a better understanding of this. We may as well, now we've looked into it. Right, so I have actually now got this all hooked up. It's a big piece of kit for if you just wanted to get a couple of gas canisters so you can do some drying of your grain. But maybe there is an easier way to do this, but it doesn't look like that so far. So we'll just see how this works out anyway. And I'm assuming that I just need to back up to it. Yeah. And then he's obviously unloading the gas. And I'm guessing main man over here is filling up. which he is. So what I'll do is I'll leave him. We'll come back to him before I end the video and just see if he's done any production on any of that stuff. So where was I? We've done over there. We've pretty much sorted out and had a look at everything over here. So let's just have a quick look at the dairy. Now, I can't remember if this actually was here before. It might have been. I think it was. I don't think there's anything new on the dairy, to be honest. However, this is definitely new. This is something to do with the bull semen. Now, I don't know if I can go and just sell it here. Maybe I can. It looks like I can. So I think that is just pretty much a sell point. Now, this is definitely new. This is the slaughterhouse. So I don't know if you bring your animals here and what the difference is between bringing them here or the butcher. I haven't figured that out yet, but this is the slaughterhouse, as you can see. Quite a lot going on, a lot of detail. Yeah, I do like that. All the billboards and stuff. Looks pretty good. And it looks like this area is lit up, and you can tell that this is where you drop off your animals.
Yes.
So, doesn't really say much though. Not getting any information, so I think it's one of them ones where we'll have to try it out to figure it out. And let's just have a quick look at this malt factory. So this is actually the place that I did come to drop off some dry grain. Went in here, and then I know when I went under here, it did give me the option to fill up from some spent grain, but obviously there's a processing time on that, so I'd have to wait. So if you did want to use that, get a bit of extra money by doing it that way, you do get the byproduct as well that you can actually feed to your animals. So yeah, there is, like I said, there's so much going on this map, so many new things. Definitely am interested to look at the animals and how they work now. And just have a quick read now and try and figure out and summarise it a bit more. So the cows need to be mucked out manually, which we've already seen with the pigs, so there's no difference there. It says here the cows definitely need some bull semen so they can reproduce. So unless you buy them, like I did, already calving. So what is interesting, it does state here this new cow subtype has been added, which it says cow black and white calving, which is the ones that I purchased. It says this cow type is used to display more realistic calves on the map. This type of cow can only produce real calves in the barn and should therefore not be used on a cow pasture, which is what we've done. And it says after the calving cows have been properly cared for, the calves appear in the barn after a certain period of time, and the handling of the calves is similar to a vehicle. The calf can then be led from point A basically to point B on a leash, which is definitely something that I don't understand, but I'll have to see for myself. Any cattle or trailer with a loading ramp can be used to transport the calves, and it just recommends some that are already inbuilt into the map. So that is definitely interesting. It says here as well, under circumstances, it can happen that a calf can no longer refill. And I think refills is when I went on to this, if I quickly just show you these, I think it was consumer goods. No, it wasn't. Animal supplies, sorry. It says here, Calf Plus, growth promoting medicines for calves is needed if a calf does not continue to fill. So I'm guessing there'll be like a bar, and as it's filling up, if it stops, it needs some obviously medicine, because it says here, please use only in the case of emergency for sick calves. So I think this is, so you do get sick calves, and it's when the bar will stop filling up, you have to give it some of this, and it does correspond to what I'm reading right now, which it says, if a calf no longer refills, if that happens, your calf is sick. In this case, your calf needs some medicine, which is what I've just shown you, which is available in the shop. To administer the medicine, you simply have to hold the medicine box over the calf's head. Straightforward enough. So that's something it means you're obviously looking after your animals a lot more. Definitely a lot more. So I'll quickly just mention as well, while we're waiting for that gas to produce a little bit more. It says here as well about the animals and the meat packs. It says in the butcher's shop and at the slaughterhouse, the animals are now converted into kilos. So each type of animal has a different amount for which meat is produced. The money will be credited sometime later. So it says cows are 700 kilograms. Young bulls are 1,000 though. Calves are 200. Pigs are 250. breeding pigs are 120, sheep and goats are 150. Poultry is only 3, so that's chickens or ducks, I think it is as well, yeah. And then horses are 1,000. So as you can see from that itself, it seems like if you wanted to go on the meat route, you pretty much need to be doing young bulls, which is realistic. So I do like the idea of that. I definitely think that we could probably try and get a better understanding of it overall and do some meat the proper way. I am definitely excited to see how this map definitely turns out now with this version. I am keen to learn more, basically. Right, so let's just quickly go back down to the gas man dude and see how he's getting on. So it looks like this is now filled up the best it can. 23,900 is probably full. And the bottles, it says he's filled up 1. He's probably plonked it somewhere for us. Ah, these are it. So these are our bottles. So over time, obviously he's going to fill these up. We just speed up time a little bit. You'll be able to see that for yourself. Look at them. It's crazy. So that's obviously maxed out now. We'd have to pick these up, take them back. We can even go and sell them. But yeah, gas bottles. This map is absolutely insane. It will never stop amazing me. Hof Bergmann won't. Especially with all these added features. So this video has gone on tremendously long. It was just my intention was just to show you the map and the updated version, what it's got to offer, and also the plan going forward. So I have mentioned that I am going to be doing a Let's Play series on this. It's going to be a new save game. I'm not going to be having seasons. I'm going to have a class and a Deutz kind of tractor set up, and we're going to go and try and do as much as we can. And money's not going to be an option. We're going to get everything that we need, and then we'll start earning money from then. But if we need anything as we start, we'll just get it, just so we can actually experience what the map has to offer. Fitting in with my current series, I'm probably going to try and swap it every now and again with a survival episode. So it might be a little bit less of the survival series coming out, but they'll still definitely be coming out. But also this one will be coming out with it as well, so it should be good. I know a lot of people have been asking me to get back onto Hof Bergmann. I have probably been putting it off for the main reason is I'm enjoying my other series, but also there's so much has changed that it is quite difficult to just get your head around everything again. But I am attempting to do that now and carry on doing some more videos on it. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video and hopefully excited for me to do my proper Let's Plays. The videos will be more of a normal length after that. But if you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos on Farming Simulator. See ya.